So we just got through round 18 of the leagues, and now you're starting to see, other players separate themselves of who's going to be considered MVP. You might have some guesses of who it could be right now. Defensive Player of the Year.
There's no guesses. Justin Tillman. Hands down.
He's out. He's out for
Justin
6 weeks.
So he's out right now. Get well soon, Justin Tillman. He's out right now. He's got about 3 more weeks for that broken foot, right? This is why I think Justin Tillman, he is such a diverse player, right? He can play defense. He can score the basketball. But he's a double-double guy. He's a double-double machine, giving you about 20 points a game and 10 rebounds a game, and about 4 of those being offensive rebounds.
That is definitely impressive.
4 of those being offensive rebounds. When you add that with the defensive tenacity that he brings, and it's not always about blocking the ball, but if you're able to change somebody's shot, that to me is great defense. It's not always about blocking the ball into the stands.
Well, I got my guy on Maccabi Haifa, James Young.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
He has a team right now sitting in 4th place in the first division. Last year they were finishing in the 2nd division, averaging 20.9 points per game. Definitely gives them the offensive boost that they needed. They couldn't win those games last year. Now they have them. He has them on the run to hopefully win the title this season.
Okay.
James Young's a great selection, but I definitely say if you're missing 6 games or more, that might hurt Justin Tillman.
That hurts.
That might hurt him. As much as I love his game, I do, but that just might hurt some votes.
James is balling.
James Young.
He's balling.
Leading scorer is not always the most valuable player, though.
Exactly. And I think Justin Tillman is a very versatile player. He can do a lot on the court. He can score, and we already see that he can defend the ball.
Maccabi Haifa,
he can rebound.
James Young is the most valuable because without him, they might not be where they are right now.
I agree with that. They had a slow start. Maccabi Haifa had a slow start, and he does.
Well, you know what, Raleigh? We're going to agree to disagree. How about that? We're going to agree to disagree.
We're going to have to do that.
So when Justin Tillman gets back, he does have a lot of work to do.
For sure.
Gilboa is on a slide right now, and they are out of the top 8, which means they will not make the playoffs. So, they've got a lot of work to do to get back into the running, and I believe he can do it. If he can come back and have the same productivity, then, they need it. But I believe they can still make a run.
For sure.
The
only thing I'm nervous about is that when he does come back, that explosiveness that he uses, with that 6'7" frame, is the rebounding. And that's the one thing, having the lift and being able to get off the ground to grab those rebounds and stuff like that. So I think when he does come back, it's going to be a lot more
when it's
positional
something like
thing.
A foot, ankle, knee, those type of injuries,
it changes
your mindset, though. You may not jump as high as you can because
Exactly.
you don't want that landing.
Exactly.
Obviously, it's not as extreme as a guy like Gordon Hayward, but mentally, coming back from, like you said, those injuries kind of slow you down just a little bit. You lose that trust in your own body.
Yeah.
So hopefully, he could push through that. He's been playing ball a long time, so
Exactly.
So you both have your picks of who is MVP right now. You got Justin Tillman, we've got James Young. But what do you think actually creates in someone's vote who is the MVP? Like, does it have anything to do with the top scorer in your case, or just, how much does your team need me? I'm averaging a double-double, which means I'm giving you a lot. I'm giving you points, I'm giving you rebounds, which means I'm playing defense.
Yep.
And I'm sure a player like that, with that type of activity, you're probably getting a lot of steals and blocks. What is it? Is it your team scoring or what? What is it?
My person is the guy who changes the identity of the team. If that person plays, you win. If that person is not playing, you lose. You need that person on your squad.
That's plain and simple what an MVP is.
Yeah.
You need that person who drives the team day in, day out, who uplifts the team, the morale, who does it all. Someone who's literally just plays to win. If that person's not in the game, your team is still kind of winning. The game doesn't really change. I feel like, okay, maybe the team's good, not just that player. But if that player's out the game and all of a sudden that team just doesn't even look the same, I feel like that player is that MVP.
We've seen James Young be a game changer from his time in college to plenty of experience in the NBA with the Boston Celtics. So we know he's there and he has the ability to play at the highest level. So, where do you put Justin Tillman in this?
Well, I think, Justin Tillman is definitely up there. Coming from a small school, a mid-major, I guess, for VCU, right? Maybe you're not getting as much as recognition as James Young at Kentucky, right? But Tillman is still showing what he can do and what he was doing when he was in college. And to me, an MVP is basically what kind of Justin Tillman embodies. He can score, he can rebound, he can defend, he can do it all. For me, the MVP is kind of somebody that also makes the players and his teammates around him better, right? So if he's not there, they are lacking a little bit in that rebounding column because it is very tough to make up 10 rebounds and 19 points a game. But you got guys there that are very capable of scoring the ball and rebounding the ball, defending. And defending is all in here. It's all in your heart, right? Mm-hmm. You got to want to rebound. You got to want to defend. You got to want to stop that other team from scoring on you. So and I think that's what Justin Tillman definitely embodies.
Gilboa has Jamar Gully, who's also one of the league's toughest scorers, and I think his game suffers a little bit because with Tillman out, he doesn't have someone to draw that extra attention and get your 4 or 5 easy shots up that can be a quick 8 or 10 points at times. So that can be tougher for a scorer to have to create yourself and not have that sidekick along with you.
Right. Yeah.
But I think right now, hands down for me, when I talk about Defensive Player of the Year, I'm going with, I don't know. I've seen quite a few players that are really changing the game, as we've seen a lot of good interior defense.
Yep.
Yeah. You've got Othello Hunter, he's in there.
Yep.
You've got Bramo, he's in there from Jerusalem. So there are a lot of players that are doing great work. So definitely. I think that one will be a little tougher, a little tougher to figure out. So I'll let you know my pick.
We'll wait a few weeks for you.
I'll let you know my pick for the next few. I have to see a little more action.
All right.
You gotta see some people close out on these jump shots, man.
Yeah, because there were a lot of open jumpers today.
I know
right?
we're looking at highlights, but there was a lot of just shots that look like drills.
Exactly.
A lot of catch and shoot going on.
You know what a lot of it was? It was a lot of ball watching. Right, and so it was a lot of losing your man in the corner and being sucked into the paint. Ball watching that guy coming down the lane, and all of a sudden he's throwing a pass to the corner, and you're like, oh man, I got to get back to my guy. It's already too late. This guy's already got the ball. He knows what he's going to do with it. It's going up.
But what I do like is whether we're saying it's bad defense or is it just good IQ basketball. They're making that extra pass a lot of times when it can be forced up.
Yep.
True.
So sometimes you're in the paint. You might see someone force a shot up and, I need to get mine. I need to get my 2 points instead of kicking it out to open player.
Yeah.
So I commend them on that. I definitely commend them on that. And, there's nothing else I'd rather see than good ball movement leading to that.
Good basketball, man. Good basketball,
but some of it is a little lazy.
Yeah.
I have to admit that. But so we'll continue these talks about who's the best players in the league and who will, coming up soon, be your all-star selections. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Mamba out.